My name is Richard Bishop, so I am a mining engineer, originally from Petersburg, Virginia. Started my first mining job in 1999, so I guess 24 years ago. Kind of done a lot of different things in the industry, so everything from surface mining and aggregates to industrial minerals like titanium and phosphate, to underground construction here in Colorado, in metal mining and gold mining and tungsten mining. And then I actually also worked in the mining finance side of the business, so doing project evaluation all over the world, multiple commodities. And now I'm actually a professor at Virginia Tech. Around 15 years ago, I couldn't have imagined a drone or 3D scanning and some of the technologies that are available today. And so I used two different technologies there. One is called photogrammetry, which has been around for a very long time, and it's essentially taking photographs of a subject and making 3D models from those photographs. That's quite easy to do outdoors with GPS and sunshine and open spaces. Underground, it's a different story. So I have to adapt drones to be able to fly underground, to not crash, to have light, and then have well-exposed photos to make those models. Now the other technology is called LiDAR. And so we're doing 3D scanning with LiDAR as well, which is adapted a bit better for the underground environment as it's providing its own light, if you will, in form of a laser. One of the primary applications that I do not only is the mapping, but the geotechnical work. So in the case of a new project that I've got now, flying drones underground, scanning underground mine pillars, and using that data in the office, so kind of taking that field data back to the computer in the office and determining how strong that pillar is. At what point might it fail or be overloaded, or looking at change detection. So if there might be an emergency situation, we may send a drone out ahead of us, kind of say, is the air okay? What does this look like? What are the structures that are in place? So we can use a drone to map that out ahead of us, but also tell us, is there gas that we need to be aware of? Do we need to ventilate before we go underground? So the drones that we developed, you can basically instruct the drone where to go and explore. And so it can fly from outdoors to underground, autonomously explore the tunnels, if you will, underground, and then fly back out. And now you have that data set. You can see and visualize what's actually underground. You can measure the volume of the rock that's in place, or the volume of the excavations underground as well. You can take that data and say, well, is the rock competent? Is it safe for us to go underground? It's giving us new tools that we didn't have 20 years ago. A lot of these drones are getting miniaturized. So the drones I'm currently building today, I've built some that are very tiny, but some of the sensors that we're using today are still larger, and they need a bigger drone to carry that payload, and even the cameras. But that technology is rapidly accelerating. So where I just see things getting smaller, more affordable, maybe having the opportunity to work in unison as like a swarm. That takes someone that's capable of handling large sets of data, making decisions based upon lots of data. Information overload. And so, for me, it's quite exciting to kind of be on the forefront of that as well. And I think a lot of the students and engineers that I work with and teach are very well suited to kind of tackle those challenges. It's really pretty amazing, and it'll take, I think, most people's breath away to see the size of and the complexity of some of the systems that we work with. You don't have to necessarily be a mining engineer to be in the mining industry. So, you may really be into data analytics, and there's definitely a place for you in this industry. We need people with that skill set. Automation, drones. There's a lot of different things that can benefit the industry and the people working in the industry to make their lives easier, their job easier, to get more data. It's not what, you talk to a lot of people in the street and their first impression might be, oh, you carry canaries underground, or all mining is coal mining, or they just don't really have a reference for the industry, I think. And I think they need to dig a little bit deeper. It's a huge industry. It's international, it's global. It's probably in the county or, not too far from the city you live in. You just may not notice that it's there. And you're gonna meet a lot of great people. You're gonna see science at work. You're gonna see people tackling challenges and opportunities, and kind of addressing the needs of society kind of from the ground level, right? Things that we need for supply chain start in mining, and I think it's a great opportunity for someone that particularly wants that hands-on work or has some creative ideas, because there's a whole world of opportunity I think in the industry to start implementing new ideas and new technologies.